So remains to be seen here. Gonna be patient. See if the momentum kind of picks up to the upside here, right? And if it does, guys, like I said, I would not be surprised if this 824 level gets taken. Had a lot of selling pressure, like 14 bearish candles in a row, right? We're above the opening range high of 24,776.50. So that would be the next area of interest, guys, if we're going to continue to the upside. Got my 10 points each account. Nice hanging with y'all. You got to love it. Nothing wrong with that, man. So getting a pullback here, guys, right? Into the opening range. Coming close to the opening range candles high of 24,776. Look out for this area, guys. Is it going to be a bounce area? Five-minute candle's going to close. Looking like it's bearish, guys. So we would have to get back above that 798 level for longs, in my opinion, right? And if that happens, then yeah, we could be headed up to 823 or higher. This is a critical area, guys, in my opinion, for bulls, right? Because if they can't keep this above the opening range candles high, could be a lot of selling pressure stepping into the market to take us back to new lows. So keep in mind that the previous 1 hour candle was bearish, guys, and we're starting to get a sell-off here. Look at the current 1 hour candle. Got a rejection wick off the range. So need to watch this here, guys, to kind of see. The 1 hour candle's interesting, chat. Not gonna lie. So if you're bullish, if you're a bull right now, guys, you want us back above 778 with conviction. If you're bearish, you want us to hold the opening range candles high of 24,776, right? And continue to the downside, right? So you had a V-shaped recovery, guys, right back to the EMA. You had a bit of a sell-off here. And if we can reclaim these highs up here above 800, basically right at 800, right? 24,798, then more upside is more than likely on the way, but need to see how price reacts here. So the higher time frame is bearish, guys. The 1 hour chart is bearish, right? So got to be careful here and see, got to wait, see if we get a sell-off here. And if that's the case, there's a lot of downside potential, so definitely a battle right now going on between the bulls and the bears. Right below the opening range candles high. And there's a sell-off, guys. You gotta love it. All right, so this is yeah. Temporarily, bears are back in control, chat. As this 1 hour candle starts to get bearish, nice size bottom, nice size top wick. Sorry, nice size top wick on the 1 hour candle, guys. You got about 20 seconds left. $15-minute bearish pin bar, yeah. Yeah, so far, right? Swipe the high and then now it's rejecting back down, so that's not great if you're a bull. I agree. Yeah, so shorts right now 24,772 and then sell back to the downside, then I would say look out, right? So shorts below 754 would be the wave, right? To be honest. Looking for maybe 718 or lower. So you will want some kind of push up here, guys. Form some kind of top wick. And then more selling pressure to step in, right? Bear flag, yeah. And you're getting the push back up so far. Look left, yeah, I know. Holding short until 24,600. Nice. Yeah, that could be in play, guys, right? You just want a rejection here off of these levels. So like on the 5-minute chart, you want a rejection here. You don't want it back above the 14 EMA, guys, which will put us almost basically back above the opening range high. So if we get back above the opening range high, not great. So just waiting to see how this plays out here. All-time periods oversold, it's up 5. Yeah. Current 1 hour candle, it is bearish, guys. Small candle body, however. 4 hour candles bearish, small candle body. So I would say if we lose 751, guys, we're headed for probably new lows, right? So this is a line in the sand here. But you just feel like there, right? Some trickery could be coming here, guys, right? But you got a rejection of the EMA so far. Lot of volatility kind of battling right now, right? There's a battle going on between the bulls and the bears. Typically when that happens, guys, we snap back the opposite direction, but we'll see if we get a flush here to the downside, right? W shape? Yeah, it could be. All right, you got about 15 seconds left on the current candle, guys, right? So we'll see how this thing closes out. Just trying to be a little patient here. 15-minute candle is bearish. So we'll see. All right, there's a push back up. $15-minute candle still bearish, 30-minute candle still bearish so far, right? And what's interesting, guys, yeah, I'm leaning more to shorts right now, only because the current like 30-minute candle, guys, it swiped the previous candle's high, right? So it already put in a high, guys. So a lot of times when that happens, there's more downside coming. Now, if it explodes to the upside, that's fine. You could try to join that momentum once that happens. But I would have to, I mean, look at the 30-minute chart so far, right? So I can't be bullish right now, guys, unless we're back above 24,776. That's how I'll have to play that. So the shorts are in play, guys. Down to 711 or lower, right? As of right now. Because that 30-minute candle is kind of telling that we were not able to put in. We put in a higher high, but we swiped it, right? And now we're back inside the range, so that's not great for bulls. Heading down towards ORB, yeah, I believe so, yeah, right? Based off that previous that current 30-minute candle, guys, right? Can't be bullish now because we're back inside the range, and we had a. All right. So there you go, right? So there's the continuation to the downside. Low 720. You can kind of see how we rejected right off the 14 EMA. We had a sell-off, right? 30-minute candle doesn't look good right now. You got a long exhaustion wick, was able to put in a higher high. And a lot of times when you see that, guys, that's not great, right? Because that candle basically opened up, put in that higher high, and then it started to sell back down to the downside. So see, 771. So yeah, about 50 points off of the 14 EMA, right? All right, so about a minute left on the current 5-minute candle, guys. You had a rejection of the 14 EMA. And you got to keep an eye out on the opening range candles low, 24,711. If that gets swiped, look out for 24,692.75, right? Five-minute time frame, yeah. There has not been a single 5-minute chart to finish above the 14. Yeah, I know. So far, yeah. So far. I mean, since 10 o'clock, right? That 10 o'clock candle. Yeah, like for me, there's no longs in play right now, guys. You would have to be short bias. I would have to be short bias right now because we're hanging out below the 14 EMA. And we're back inside the opening range. So you could play this one of two ways, guys. You could try to attempt to short it down to the low of the opening range, or you can wait for a break to the downside, right, of like that 711 level, and wait for maybe a retracement and then look for new lows on this session. There's a couple ways to play it. When is PW back? He'll be back this week, probably tomorrow. He'll be back tomorrow, guys. Never fear. Hey, D Money, just joined. Any winning trades? Yeah, I took 2 trades already. So, oh man, you gotta love it, guys. Took 2 trades, guys. The accounts are up. Right at $2,100, right across the 3 accounts. So yeah, this short would be keep an eye out for these for the break here, guys. Right. Obviously, today's a bank holiday chat. Took 2 trades already. The accounts are green, and so now at this point, you can wait for a break. Like I said, want to see what happens here because if it flushes through 24,711 with momentum, then I'll wait for maybe a retracement to that range and then short it for a bigger sell-off, right, to the downside. I'm on 516 on 4 accounts. Let's go. Hey, John, congrats. What time does the market close today? 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, guys. I'll be here today until probably right at 11. Right, not gonna overstay my welcome today with it being a bank holiday, guys, and the early closure. Already took 2 trades. It's 10:30, guys. So no need to. No need to overstay the welcome, to be honest. Why you move from 5-minute to 15-minute ORB? Yeah, because the first 5-minute candle today wasn't convincing, guys. Right? So if you look, this is the first 5-minute candle, opening range candle, right? That's not a convincing candle, guys. So if you notice, I said pre-market or pre-9:30 that if the 5-minute ORB closes with a long wick at the top and the bottom and a small candle body, then that's not a strong candle, right? So that's why wanted to wait. So if you're trying to trade a flush here, guys, yeah, I mean 711, right, would be the area if they can get it down there. And then 693, right? But definitely not long bias right now. Got to wait and see. Now, it would be unfortunate if they decide to range this for the rest of this until 1 o'clock. You never know, right? Meaning that they bounce this from the bottom of the range right back up the opposite direction. That could happen as well, guys. So that's why I'm saying I need to wait to see how this thing plays out here. So can they flush 711 and take out 692, put new lows in on the session? Or are they going to pop this back the opposite direction and head back to the top of the range, which is at 24,776? That's the question, guys. You got 20 seconds left on the current candle. And there's a test. All right, so now we just closed barely below that opening range, guys. You figure they're gonna snap this high, the low, right? They just snapped it. There you go. That's what I was looking for, right? Because it didn't have a bottom wick. So it just popped up above it. And you want us basically to respect now this 730 area, which is the previous candle's high. You got a new 30-minute candle that just opened, guys. So you want some, unfortunately, you might not get a deep retracement. You might not get it, right? But it's meaning that you want price to push up here and form a nice top wick and then continue with more selling pressure to the downside. Kind of hanging out right back inside of the opening range. Remember the last time we were down here, guys? Caught the long, right? After this candle was formed, the bullish pin bar, right? Took a long. So it's trying to move. It's just moving a little slow here. So it's gonna snap back up. Yeah, it could. That's why you gotta that's why you gotta be careful, right? Because this could be a snapback reaction, guys. Who knows, right? We gotta wait and see. There's a lot of selling, there's a lot of downside left, guys, right? If they're really gonna flush this to the downside, the way that I look at it, there's more downside all the way down to 24,578 or lower, chat, which is Friday's daily candle low, right? So I'm not in a rush here. I need to wait to see how price reacts hanging out right below the opening range. So need to be patient here and let price kind of show you its hand, guys. But I would say if you're a bear, obviously back inside of the opening range is not good, right? If you start to get candle closures back inside, basically back above 24,711, that's not great if you're a bear, guys. Because that's signaling almost either a reversal back to the top of the range or at least, or maybe just some consolidation inside of the opening range, right? You want it to basically pull away at this point and flush. We've already had a break below the opening range. You had a push right back into it. You had a rejection off the EMA. So in theory, this should, if we're going to continue lower, you want to see some momentum step in and flush through 692 level. Current candle so far looks pretty good. You got a minute and 30 seconds left. So we'll see how this thing closes out. Down goes Fraser. Oh, man. Yeah. I mean, hey, 1 hour chart looks bearish, right? The 4 hour chart looks bearish. And like I said, guys, 24,570 level could be in play here. Now, this will be basically the first candle that you had a nice sized body close below the opening range low, right? This will be the first candle, guys, if it's able to do that. So let's see what happens in the next 40 seconds here. Don't fight the trend, yeah. So, yeah, the trend right now, obviously we're selling off, guys, right? So, but like I said, if we pop back inside of the opening range of 24,711, we pop back above that, that's not great. Right now, the momentum is to the downside, guys. Like I said earlier, there's nothing right now telling me to get long at all, right? To be honest. So, what's going to happen here? Who's going to win the battle? New 30-minute candle just opened. It does have a top wick already formed. So is that enough momentum? Basically a trap, right? Was that a big enough trap, guys, to take this thing lower to the downside? So if I got short here, my stop would have to be back above the previous candle's high, guys. But looks like a flush is in play here. It's just moving a little slow, but we'll see. Look at the reaction, guys, right? This is what I'm saying, right? So it's like the further you move away from in this higher time frame, man, this 1 hour chart looks like there's a lot of downside to come. Just a matter of when, guys. Right? So, but wouldn't be surprised if they flush this, but it's just taking its time. Got to be careful. $15-minute chart so far is rejecting the opening range low, but there's a ton of time left, guys. Look at the pullback that's starting to happen here. 24,578 is a level of interest if they really get it going to the downside. Make no mistake about it, guys. You had a rejection of the 14 EMA. You had selling pressure down. Right? Basically lower highs and lower lows, which is classic downtrend price action. Just remains to be seen if they're going to snap this thing back or they're going to continue. Up 23,000 today, Sub-Zero? Wow. How many, what are you, how much size are you trading, sir? Congrats. Yeah, it's right now, like I said, guys, there's no longs in play for me. I think this is a slow bleed to the downside. Well, clearly that's what's been happening, right? It's been a slow bleed to the downside, chat. But I mean, you'll have to see what happens. But I wouldn't be long biased unless we're back above. And as I say that, we get a reaction, right? You gotta love it. Wouldn't be bullish bias, guys, unless we can get back above basically the 14 EMA. And they could very well snap it, right? We've seen that when NQ does what it wants, guys. We don't control the market. Right? I'm fully aware of that, and you have to be okay with that, right? Right now the momentum is to the downside. It is because we had rejection off these lows, right? The low of the opening range candle, 24,711, etc. But they're having a hard time flushing this, guys. Yep, that candle right there, 5-minute chart. Very interesting. D Money, I don't normally brag, but I'm up $15 today. Let's go. Yeah, it's just so right now you will want this rejection, right? You want more. You want more of a sell-off now, guys. But like I said, if it pops back inside of the opening range, that's not great for bulls, or sorry, for bears, because you want continuation. Uptrend move here of about a 26-point pop. So is this another like V-shaped recovery, guys, that send this thing back, right? Sends it up to put in a to re-challenge the high of the range? We'll see. Little wonky wonk action here. Right back to the opening range low, guys. All right, so there's a reaction, right? Bearish reaction off of 24,711 area. Ranging for the rest of the day? Yeah, it could. It very well could, to be honest. It very well could. If most of the money is sitting at the RB levels, then we'll move towards them on a day like today where there's low volume. I mean, could be right. Yeah, guys, I mean, it's just got to make a decision, right? One-hour chart right now. Starting to form a bottom wick as well. 30-minute chart starting to push up here. You gotta love it. All right, so having a hard time here, guys. Hanging out right below 24,711. Opening range, 15-minute candles, opening range low. Continue down to 683. That's the question, guys. Or lower. It's looking like it, right? All right, so yeah, guys, shorts are in play here, right? You got to say if this candle, 5-minute candle closes like this, that's a nice reaction off of bearish reaction, guys, off of this level, right? So you would have to say that. See what happens in the next 8 seconds here. All right, so it's getting they're giving some trickery here, chat. Back up, right? On that the current 5-minute candle, you had a rejection, now you're getting some trickery right back up. So kind of ranging right below the opening range candles low. So this is that nasty price action, chat, right? You gotta love it. Glad I got out of 80s, yeah, because it's so these lows down here, guys, new lows. I mean, there's probably a lot of people right now that just got spooked, right? Because price pushed right back up instead of the continuation to the downside. Figuring that 600 level or lower probably was in play, and then look at the pop right back up, guys. So yeah, this is some trickery going on here. Typical NQ, guys. Shorts were looking good there, and then you got to push right back up on the current 5-minute candle. 23 points plus. And if they pop this, guys, back inside the opening range, I would say look out, right? Because that's kind of breaking down exactly the kind of day that we're having here, that it's turning into. And it looks like that's what they want to do, guys. So every low that's being put in, the next candle is basically pushing it right back up. Think about that, guys. That's basically what's happening here, right? Every low, so a new low gets put in, and then the next candle, because here you had a low, new low, guys, and then the next candle snaps back up and puts in a higher high. And we're right back at the opening range. This candle barely put in. Let's see here. Let me check something. All right, so 682.75. Yeah, what's interesting here, guys, you had equal lows on the past two 5-minute candles. Previous two 5-minute candles. You had equal lows put in, guys. So that's very interesting because a lot of times that's reversal price action, guys. D-Money, you was short? No. So yeah, I think this sums it up, chat. Probably smart to because we're right back at that opening range now. If you got short down here at 24,680, you probably got stopped. More than likely, right? And we just closed back inside the opening range, guys. So I would say keep an eye out here. Now, if it turns over, yeah, I mean, right? But very interesting price action here, to say the least, guys. So I would say be careful. Can't get away from the opening range, guys. Not as of yet, anyway. And the top of the range, 773, could be in play here because of the equal low that was put in, guys, right? A lot of times you see that reaction and then you'll get a pump, pretty good pump to the upside. So not ideal, to say the least, chat. Look at this pump. Look at this pump, guys. And this is what I was saying, right? Because a lot of times when you see that, those equal lows, guys, you'll get a huge reaction back the opposite direction. And that's what's happening. So I'm gonna call it here, guys. There's not much to do here. Birkin, I'm not in a trade because the price action doesn't make sense, sir. That's why I'm not in a trade. We just had we finally had a rejection of the opening range, and now we're right back in it. That's not how price, right? If you're a momentum trader, so I'm not gonna trade that, man. You gotta love it, man. You gotta love it. Yeah, like, so this could be, this is almost doing like a V-shaped recovery type setup, guys, right? In my opinion, we should have probably sold off at 1040 when you had that rejection right off the opening range candles low of 24,711, guys, right? That's why I'm saying it doesn't really make sense, because all of a sudden you got a bullish engulfing candle and then you got to pop right back inside the opening range. So that's why... right, if the momentum is to the downside, why are we back inside the opening range, as an example, right? And as I say that, we kind of sell right back off. So do me a solid, guys, if you haven't already. If you're not subscribed to the channel, you know what to do as NQ decides now that it wants to sell back off, right? You gotta love it. Reaction right off the 14 EMA, guys. So far, right? So in my opinion, this is basically it's trapping longs, it's trapping shorts. So that's why you have to make a decision if it's something you want to trade, guys, right? So this EMA, right? 24,728 was a level that bulls want to basically overtake, and then there's more continuation, right? If they can't overtake it, then there's going to be a lot of selling pressure stepping into the market, guys. But it's not necessarily matching, right? Price action is turning bearish, then it turns bullish, then it turns bearish, and that's what I'm saying, right? So I'm gonna call it here, guys. Tomorrow's another day. We'll be back, never fear. Tomorrow is near, so we'll be back, guys. Hopefully with some better price action. Meaning that price is in momentum, guys, right? Meaning that it picks a direction and it's putting in momentum in that direction. Meaning that lower lows, lower highs, lower lows as an example, chat. So right now, scalp action. And, you know, so maybe I'll scalp some of this, but it's basically, guys, every drop that's happening, they're able to push price right back to the EMA, and then it rejects the EMA, and that's the short, right off the EMA right now. That's what I'm seeing. So, like, if you got short here, as an example, this is why I'm saying it doesn't make a lot of sense. Like, you got short at 24,686. You were up about 8 points, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, you got a 40-point candle that probably stopped you out. If you held it for 50 points, it stopped you out, and now it's rejecting and selling back off the 14 EMA. So, I mean, that's what I'm seeing, right? So maybe a quick scalp, right, would pretty much sum it up, guys. But these accounts, nevertheless, we're up $735 on 2 accounts, and I guess slippage. So you're up right at $2,100 and some change, guys. Right, $2,200. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. You got until 1 o'clock today, guys. Some of these prop firms, keep an eye out for the rules for your prop that you're trading, because a lot of these guys, maybe they're closing 15 minutes before, right? 12:45 as an example. So keep that in mind, guys. What is your plan for the rest of the day? Yeah, I got to get my daughter today, chat. So there's no daycare today. Let me switch to the YB for that, guys. Right? Shout out to the daycare. They're closed. You already know that, guys. And guess what? There's a $30 fee for my daughter had a Valentine's Day party last week. $30. Don't you fear. Right? $30 and then they're closed today. So and guess what, guys? You're paying for the full week. You already know. Let's go. I don't know. Probably, yeah. She's probably watching little Rachel Miss Rachel right now, guys. Never fear. So you gotta love it. But yeah, tomorrow, guys, we'll be back. I'm not sure. Keep an eye out on the channel because I'm not sure of the schedule, guys. I don't know if I know PW's back tomorrow. I know he has fishing towards the end of the week. So I'm sure tomorrow he'll probably be rocking out here at the BDH. So make no mistake about it. So, but nevertheless, chat, I appreciate the support on obviously on a holiday here. So we're at 2,300 likes, guys. Do me a solid if you haven't already. Hit the like button on the way out. If you're not subscribed to the channel, you know what to do. And I would say, guys, if they're gonna flush this thing, right? Just be careful here because these little drops that's happening, they're getting bought right back up, and then you're having to basically short right off the 14 EMA right now, right? That's what I'm seeing, guys. So if you're getting short too low, and your stop's not wide enough, you're gonna get chopped here, and then you're gonna watch it go in your direction, right? So, what time does the market close? 1 o'clock is the standard time. However, some prop firms, guys, are saying 12:45. So just keep that in mind. So tomorrow, guys, we'll be back. Don't you worry. Another day trying to make a little money. So that'll be the game plan, guys. So obviously we'll be streaming tomorrow at 9 a.m. Keep an eye out on the channel for specifics as far as, I don't know if we're doing a joint stream yet or if, what that looks like. But 9 a.m., we'll be back trying to make a little money, guys. So I appreciate the support, guys. As always, you guys rocking out with me on a holiday. And tomorrow's another day, chat. So if I take something, it'll probably be a scalp here and there, guys, to be honest. And that'll be it. It'll be in and out quick because of what's going on with price action. So I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Either way, we gone.
Other, and yet somewhere between the lines they're all whispering the exact same message. And it's not similar, it's not a kind of like message, it's the exact same 5 truths over and over. So this video isn't body language and persuasion, and it's definitely not about religion in any way. So if your level of certainty about the world is super high, this might itch a little, and you know that certainty in human behavior shows up when something needs to be protected. So you do not have to agree with any of this to get something powerful from it. All right. There's something worth considering regardless of your faith or your background. First, if God or ultimate truth is real, then it or he or she existed way before any book, any language, or one single tradition ever appeared, which means that truth wouldn't belong to just one place or one people. Second, when civilizations that are separated by oceans and centuries describe the same insights about reality and human nature and meaning, it suggests they were observing something universal rather than inventing something locally. And just like gravity existed before we ever had a name for it, and mathematics works the same everywhere on Earth, truth, and I mean truth with a capital T, doesn't change based on culture or belief. It just gets described through different and very flawed human lenses. This is why the deepest spiritual experiences sound so unbelievably similar across traditions. And I think it's why history's greatest teachers didn't try to fracture humanity, but they tried to wake it up to something it already carried inside of it. Across every culture, every timeline, every belief system humans have ever built. When I first saw the pattern forming, it didn't feel like research in any way. It felt like finding a message that humanity buried, like fragments of a treasure map that we, as a species, were unconsciously developing for some future generation to find. And I think there are a few things that nobody wants to be said out loud. First, if truth is real, if it's fundamental, it should show up everywhere, in every era, every tribe, every myth, every scripture, and I think that it actually does. But somehow, I think we miss something. We get lost in the arguments about who's right. We get lost in the differences, the translations, the rituals, the politics, and the fear. And we started defending our favorite book instead of noticing what all the books were trying to say. If you can imagine dozens of civilizations who never met, they never traded language, they never shared a single word with each other, all describing the same fundamental truths of reality, what would that mean? What would that force us to consider? Because if that's true, then the greatest spiritual secret on earth was never hidden at all. It was just scattered like a puzzle all across our species' story. And if all of those pieces could come together, we might see something pretty astonishing. But before we talk about the message they left us, you have to understand why these truths were actually hidden in the first place. And they were hidden. This isn't debated. I promise it's not conspiracy and churches and governments that did it. It's way older than that. Before we go any further, you need to understand something that almost everybody gets wrong about all these ancient texts, because I know there's a lot of videos out there that talk about them. These ancient texts were not trying to be mysterious. They weren't trying to be poetic. They weren't trying to confuse anybody. They were trying to describe the utterly indescribable by using a human brain and human language that was never designed to grasp any of this at all. That is truly the core problem. Language. So language, any language, is a cage. It's a net with holes that are way too wide to catch something that's truly infinite. And the people who wrote these texts, they knew that. That's why Lao Tzu opens the Tao Te Ching with the most brutally honest sentence in the ancient texts altogether. The Tao that can be spoken is not the eternal Tao. The meaning is, the moment that you try to explain ultimate truth, you've already distorted it and filtered it and tried to contain it. Jesus understood this too. He literally tells the disciples that he speaks in parables because most people aren't ready to comprehend the truth directly. They didn't have language for quantum physics and non-duality or consciousness models like we do today, which is still an infantile language. They had to compress the infinite into words. So every ancient culture hit the exact same wall. How do you describe an experience bigger than thought itself with a language that's built out of thought? How do you describe God, unity, infinity, consciousness with a vocabulary built for farms and weather and trading spices and chickens with each other? How do you tell people the universe is one before they even understand atoms or galaxies or even their own mind? The answer is, you can't. So they did the only thing that they could. They spoke in metaphors and symbols and myths and stories, poetry and parables and riddles, and sometimes it was just silence. And they didn't do this to hide the truth. The truth was just too large to fit through the doorway of our primitive little language. If you can imagine standing in front of a sunrise so massive and overwhelming that words feel absolutely stupid to describe it. Now imagine trying to explain that sunrise to somebody who's never seen light before. This is why ancient texts seem contradictory. The problem wasn't the message. It was the translation. Different cultures, different metaphors, different symbols. It was the same truth filtered through different and extremely human limitations. And when you finally zoom out far enough, the differences disappear. The metaphors line up, the symbols overlap, and in my estimation, the contradictions dissolve. You start to see that these were fragments of maps. And once I noticed that, something insane happened. The patterns in these texts started connecting like constellations across all these continents, across millennia, across belief systems that supposedly are against each other. They weren't opposing each other at all. They were completing each other. And that's when these 5 truths revealed themselves. So here's where we go next. If every civilization on Earth discovered the same truths, if humans who never met somehow described the exact same reality, the question becomes, what exactly did they all see? Here's what they all agreed on. This is the first truth. The one the ancient world tried their absolute hardest to communicate to us. And it's also the one that
you